Is that an oil stain? Oh, today's not been my day. We've had people cutting the grass, we've had animals, I don't know, chickens, dogs barking. I think there was a duck. I don't even live on a farm, so I don't know. All of a sudden, neighbours decided to water the fence. So it's 1:15. It should have been done. Welcome back. Welcome. My oil stain, or what, I don't even know what it is, says welcome. Welcome back. My name is Marilyn Rossano. This is Rossano's Custom. Finally, 100 bloopers later, an oil stain, and everyone seems to be in a good mood to get out and clean. And all I want to do is just film. Anywho, we are going to be making my very easy, simple potato and leek soup. Love it. Weather is cooling down here. Don't be fooled by the sun. Don't be fooled by my singlet. Don't be fooled by everyone getting out there and doing their lawns. It is actually quite cold in the evenings. Do you actually need a recipe for this? I think you do, okay? You might have a recipe at hand, potato and leek. You probably make this all the time. Maybe you've never made it before. Maybe you want to compare your recipe to mine, or maybe you just want to watch me make a dish. Anyway, so I'm going to run you through the ingredients, but what was I going to do next? I definitely wanted to show you how I chop a leek. I know it sounds very simple, very, very simple, but let me tell you, it's not always that simple, okay? That's what I was going to do next. I was just going to finish peeling off my potatoes. So this recipe calls for 1 kilo of potatoes. I'm using, I'm pretty sure you pronounce it Desiree. Could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. They are beautiful. They are starchy, as you can see when you peel them, nice and yellow on the inside, which means we're going to get a really nice and creamy soup. So I'm going to add cream to this soup, but you know, you could leave cream out if you are dairy intolerant. You could add coconut cream, or like I said, just leave it out. These potatoes are very easy to find in supermarkets as well as fruit shops. So that's why I'm going to go with them. But you could definitely use whatever starchy potato you have at hand. So I've got 1 kilo here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably flip the camera around and show you how I peel my leek. Because, I don't know, you might do this already or you might not. But I think it's quite a good little tip or trick. So let's flip the camera around, I'll show you how I peel this. Then we'll run through the ingredients and get cooking. All right, camera is flipped. We just chop this end off the leek. We're going to use the white part only. This part I like to keep in the fridge. Just wash it. You can keep it in the fridge to use in stock. So if you have leftover chicken, other vegetables, add this into the water and it makes great stock flavouring. So what I like to do is, in dishes as such where we don't really care about the ring of the leek, I like to slice it lengthways. And then what I do is I rinse this off under the tap. Makes life a lot easier. Rinse it off under the tap and all the dirt, if there is any, just comes sliding off. So let me just do that and then come back and show you how I slice it. All right, so we've rinsed it. That's all I'm going to do. Just slice it up as such. And that way, super easy, super clean. No need to worry about picking dirt out of rings of leek. If you're creating a recipe that requires, you know, leek rings as such, you can slice it up and just wash it. But this just takes the process out, makes it so much easier. It's good to go. Let's run through the ingredients. So I've got 1 kilo of potatoes, which I've peeled and cubed roughly into similar sized pieces, just so the cooking process, you know, is just a little bit quicker. 2 leeks, which, you know, we've showed you how to wash them, slice them up. Doesn't have to be perfect. We have some salted butter. You can use unsalted. It does not matter. Garlic. Now, this is cubed pancetta, which is not, like, the only reason why I've added it here is because I'm going to literally fry these up to add on the top of the soup, but you don't actually need it for the actual soup. That's just an addition, which, you know, you can also make some garlic or cheesy herb bread to go along with this. But That's just an extra, okay? We have cream, which is optional. You can use light cream, you can use thickened cream, you can use coconut cream. I don't know what other cream you want to use, or you can completely leave it out if you want a dairy-free option. So garlic, I've got parsley, thyme, again, optional, but this to me, the combo is delicious, and bay leaves as well as stock, but I'm just going to use water and some stock vegeta as you do, because I don't have any. I usually make my own stock and keep it in the freezer. Don't have any at this point. So that's what I'm going to do. Salt, pepper, of course. So I'm going to bring this up, saute, this part a little bit just to enhance the flavor a little bit more over the stove, over the stove. And then we're going to literally bring it to the boil, blitz it, and that's it, guys. First things first, I have added a little bit of light olive oil to the pot, as well as my butter. We're going to add in the leek and the garlic when this butter has completely dissolved. The reason why I'm adding oil with the butter is because I don't want the butter to burn, and that kind of generally helps with the process. So let's melt this down, I should say, and then we'll add in our leek, soften that up, and then we'll add in our garlic and the rest of the ingredients. In goes our leeks. Soften these up for a little bit. Then I'm going to add in our garlic. Let's go in with our garlic. Now, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I always talk about my homemade minced garlic. If you have not made it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can find the recipe on my website. So that's that. Let's add in our bay leaves. I love bay leaves. I know people are like, oh, bay leaves are a useless ingredient, and I have to beg to differ. If you can get your hands on some good fresh bay leaves and dry them yourself at home, totally different aromat that they give off than buying the already dried stuff in a packet in the supermarket. It's just my personal opinion. I love that. All right, cook this for about 3 to 5 minutes. We want to soften the leek as much as possible, but not burn it at all. We're going to go in with our thyme, our herbs, our stock, everything else, and it's going to cook harmoniously before we blitz it. All right, let's go in with our potatoes, our herbs. So I've got flat leaf parsley. I've got some thyme. The thyme is optional. I love the thyme in this as well. Just gives it another depth of flavour. Just give that a toss. Lower the heat down to low, completely low. And I like to use a heavy base pot. Like I'm using my chasseur here. I just feel like it just cooks it beautifully and evenly. Now, you could go in with a litre of veggie stock or a litre of chicken stock. I'm just using water and stock powder. I am not mad about the stock powder at all. I think it's great. I think it's an essential to have in your kitchen. I'm going to go in with about 3 or so teaspoons of it. Give it a little mix, a little taste. Definitely going to add in some cracked black pepper and some salt. And then you're going to want to cook this with the lid on for about 20 minutes until the potatoes are completely cooked. Don't forget to take the bay leaves out before we blitz it up with a stick blender. If you don't have a stick blender, I would recommend buying one. I just find it so much easier to have and to process certain recipes without having to transfer a pot of soup to an actual blender. It just makes it, just one less thing to have to transfer and wash up in the mess. So give this a little bit of a taste to make sure that it's salted well, or you can do it after it's boiled. So you basically want the liquid. I'm using a litre here. This is my ratio. I love it. You want the liquid to just cover the potatoes. Anything more is going to mean a more runny soup. So if you like it a little bit more loose, then for sure you can add a little bit more liquid, maybe an extra 500 mils. But anything less, you're going to run the risk, because this is going to definitely cream up. You're going to run the risk of it being too thick. So anyway, let's put the lid on and cook this for about 20 minutes on low heat until the potatoes are completely cooked through. Use the range hood, but potatoes are completely cooked. This actually took 30 minutes this time. Just depends on the potato. All right, don't forget to fish out the bay leaves. I'm going to do that now. God, it's so hard one-handed. Fish that out. Let's turn the heat off. I'm going to literally get a stick blender, emulsifier, some of us would call it. Blitz it up and add the cream. And that's it. I would definitely taste it at this point just to check the seasoning and adjust it. So if you need it more salty, definitely add more salt. And just, can you tell I'm fishing? I'm fishing the bay leaves. There's 3. Don't forget how many you have in there. The gorgeous pancetta. This one's just from the deli. I've just cubed it. Just crisped it up. You could definitely use bacon as well. You could leave without. Ham, whatever you have that you would prefer. I've just realised me and my stain have forgot to tell you, if you are enjoying this episode or any of my other episodes, please subscribe, like and share. It would mean the world. So I also wanted to show you, where did I leave it? Oh, it's over here. Hold on. I'm not even going to edit this out. My bay leaves. So I saw these. Literally buy fresh bay leaves from your fruit and veggie shop. Whenever you see it, might be a seasonal thing. I saw it, grabbed a bunch. Sometimes I literally just stick the fresh leaves into a vase on the dining table. I'll let them dry out. Obviously, I wash them first. Let them dry out, and that's what you get. Beautiful, freshly dried bay leaves. So I transfer this into an airtight container. My mum likes to leave it in this on top of the fridge just to air dry beautifully and naturally. Transfer it into an airtight container, and that is it. So back to the soup. I have pan fried, as you guys saw, pancetta, which dropping on the floor. Great, love that for me. So I'll just add that to the soup on the top. Emulsifier, stick blender, and we're literally going in. Another reminder: please take out your bay leaf. If you haven't, just be careful when you're using a pot like this, and maybe the emulsifier has like a metal end, not to scrape the bottom, because you will literally damage the pot. So I just gently, I like to just like that, but then I tilt the soup a little bit. Just go in, mash it all up. We're not going to do this. I'll blend it, and then I will show you when I add in the cream, mix it all up, and it's good to go. That's it. So amazing. I've 3/4 blent all the soup. So I'm going to add in the cream at this point so that it completely can be incorporated into the soup mixture. And that is it. Look at that. Beautiful, creamy, thick, not too thick and not too thin. You want to have the right consistency. So this ratio I found is amazing. So I hope you guys love it. Let's plate this up. Grab our bowl, pour it in. Now you could definitely add some croutons on top. I like to serve this with garlic bread, homemade garlic bread. I did not lick that. Hey, it's my food, it's fine. Go in with a little bit of pancetta on top. This one has a little bit of chili in it. And that's it. Oh my goodness. Such a great classic winter warmer. Fantastic to keep at hand in the fridge for the week ahead. Always think, like, for me, winter is really about the soups, the stews, the casseroles. And I just love quick and easy recipes that generally everyone, my kids don't eat this yet. Seriously, what's wrong with them? You know, you could have this for dinner. My husband says that it doesn't really count as dinner if you can't really chew it. So definitely serve it up with garlic bread. But apart from that, I hope you love it. If you love this episode and any of my other episodes, please subscribe, like, and share. I cannot wait to come back next week with another recipe. I'm thinking shepherd's pie. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, any suggestions, let me know. The recipe can be found on my website. I'll link it below on the side wherever you are watching this or listening to it. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think. I hope that you love it. I hope that your family loves it. I hope that the ratio is perfect for you. I find it really great, but I would love to hear back any feedback, you know, whether you added a different ingredient, if you, I don't know, did something different. I always love to hear, you know, little changes in recipes. I'd love to know if anyone actually made this with coconut cream or milk, what they think. I think the milk would be a little bit too loose, but coconut cream would definitely work. Anyway, until next week, enjoy. Bye. All right, let's look at the consistency. Look at that. See, it's perfect. In my opinion, it's a great consistency. Not too thin, not too thick. Let's give it a go. Little chunky, crispy bits of pancetta. I'm going to make some garlic bread, dunk it in.